All right, everybody. We're diving into the world of AI agents today.
And wow, it's a jungle like there.
Yeah, this research paper, The Landscape of Emerging AI Agent Architectures, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But important. Ever since ChatGPT kind of blew the doors open, everyone's talking about AI agents, what they can do.
It's the potential, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're here to break it all down, make sense of it. And the first thing that struck me reading this paper is we're not just talking about AI that chats with you or writes a poem,
It's more than just output.
way more.
Yeah.
We're talking about AI that can actually do things.
Goal-oriented, the paper calls it.
Yeah, goal-oriented. They make decisions, take steps to reach a goal. Like, what's a good example?
Booking a flight.
Oh, perfect one. Okay,
Mhm.
so right now, an AI can maybe suggest flights, but an AI agent,
It could handle the whole 9 yards.
exactly. Find the best deals, book it, put it in your calendar, everything.
Interact with all the right systems, gather the info, take the actions.
So these AI agents, they're not some far-off thing, are they? This is getting real,
The paper dives into the how, which is where it gets,
intense.
a little. We're talking about the architectures of these agents.
Like their blueprints, right, how they're designed.
Exactly. And there are two main blueprints they focus on. Single agent, and then you've got your multi-agent systems.
Okay, so single agent first. Is that like one super AI brain handling it all?
You got it. And they give examples in the paper. React, raise.
What's React? I don't remember that one.
So React, it's fascinating because it's transparent. Like imagine you give the AI a task and you can see its thought process, step by step, like a to-do list it's working through.
No way. So if it messes up, you see exactly where it went wrong.
Boom, right there. It's critical for building trust because you understand how it's thinking.
Makes sense. And that makes them really good for tasks that need, like a logical flow.
Exactly. Break it down into steps like we might do with a complex problem.
Right. But even with that, isn't there a risk like they get stuck?
Oh, absolutely. Big challenge, the paper talks about that. Self-correction, they need that.
Like being able to tell if they're going in circles and get out of it.
Exactly. Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Okay, so that's single agent, but then we've got multi-agent systems.
Yeah.
Sounds a little more chaotic, no?
It can be. Think of it this way. Instead of one AI, you have a whole team of them working together.
Each with their own, strengths, specialties.
You got it.
Okay, so if single agent is like a solo act,
Hmm.
this is more like an AI orchestra or something.
Love the analogy. And just like orchestras, there are different ways to organize them. Vertical, horizontal, the paper gets into it.
Vertical being.
Think traditional hierarchy. You've
Yeah.
got your conductor calling the shots, everyone's got their role.
And horizontal is more like everyone jamming together.
More decentralized, yeah. More autonomy for each agent to bring their expertise to the table.
So how does that actually work in practice? Do these multi-agent systems actually, function?
Oh, they can. The paper talks about agentverse. What's cool is it uses both.
Both.
Vertical and horizontal at different stages, like switching gears depending on what needs to be done.
Okay, that's wild. But why even do that? Why not just stick with one structure if it's working?
Because different tasks, different approaches. Think of something complex, designing a whole marketing campaign.
Okay.
You might have one agent that's all about market research, right? Another one's the copywriting whiz.
And then a third one's crunching the numbers, optimizing everything.
There you go.
So we've got these different AI agent structures, right? Each with their own strengths and weaknesses. But the paper goes deeper than that. It's not just about the team, it's also how they actually think.
How they operate.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to be able to reason, plan, even use tools effectively.
All those things we take for granted.
I know. So how do you even teach an AI to reason, let alone use tools? Sounds very human.
Well, it all goes back to these massive language models, right? Trained on huge amounts of data. Yeah.
They learn to see patterns, understand context, make inferences, just like we do.
So it's not just spitting out information, they're actually connecting the dots, drawing conclusions.
That's the reasoning part. It's what allows them to go beyond simple tasks and tackle these complex problems that need, genuine understanding.
Okay, I'm with you. Give me an example.
Sure. So the paper talks about this agent that's designed to help robots follow instructions.
Okay.
But instructions in plain English.
Whoa. Wait, so instead of programming code, you could just tell the robot, make me a coffee.
That's the goal, yeah.
And it would actually understand.
Well, this particular one, it's called AutoGPT plus P. Still in development, but still.
So that's the future right there.
It is. Shows you how these agents can bridge the gap between what we say and what a machine can do. That's mind-blowing. But even if they can't reason, don't they still need a plan to actually do something?
100%. Reasoning is the foundation, but planning is how they get things done. The paper actually outlines different planning strategies they use.
Like what?
Some will break a task down into smaller subtasks.
Like a to-do list, kind of?
Exactly. Others will compare different possible plans to see which is most efficient.
Whoa.
Some even use reflection. They evaluate their own progress and adjust their approach as needed.
So they can learn and adapt on the fly.
It's pretty incredible stuff.
Okay, that's reasoning and planning. But what about this whole tools thing? What kind of tools are we even talking about in the AI world?
It's not hammers and screwdrivers, I'll tell you that.
Right, of course not.
In this context, tools means anything the agent can use to interact with systems, or even the real world.
Okay, getting a little abstract now.
Think about it like this. It could be accessing databases, using APIs, running software, even controlling physical devices.
So like for our AI travel agent before, a tool could be a flight booking website.
Precisely. It's being able to not just plan the trip, but actually book the flights, interact with that website like a human would.
So they're not just stuck in their own little AI world. They can actually reach out and impact the real one.
Exactly. And that's a big part of what makes them so powerful.
Okay, so just to recap, because this is a lot to take in, we got these AI agents, different ways to structure them, and now they can reason, plan, and use tools. What's the key takeaway here?
The big takeaway is that how you choose to build your AI agent, whether it's single agent or multi-agent, that really influences how well it can reason, plan, and use tools. There's no magic solution here. It all depends on the task you're trying to accomplish.
This is all amazing, really, but I'm also thinking for those of us who aren't, coding these AI agents ourselves.
Fripp, what's the takeaway for everyone else?
Exactly. How does this actually change things in the real world?
It's not just theoretical, that's for sure. This has big implications for how we work, how businesses operate, even just our daily lives.
Okay, I need an example. Like, how could these agents change things for, say, a marketing team?
Okay, picture this. You've got a multi-agent system, right? One AI is constantly analyzing social media trends.
Okay, keeping up with everything.
Another one's writing your ad copy. Targeted, catchy.
And the third one's doing what? Like optimizing the campaigns in real time.
Yeah. Based on the data, making adjustments on the fly, that's next level automation.
So it's like having a whole team of AI marketing geniuses working 24/7.
And never needing coffee breaks. But it's not just marketing, right?
Right.
The potential is huge. Imagine these agents helping doctors with diagnoses, managing these giant supply chains, even personalizing education, tailoring it to each student.
It all sounds incredible. But is it really within reach, or is this still sci-fi territory?
The technology is moving fast, I'll say that. But of course there are still challenges. This paper, it's honest about that.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
One thing they emphasize is we need good ways to measure how well these agents are actually doing, metrics.
So how do we know if it's actually working, if it's effective?
Exactly. Standardized benchmarks, ways to compare different approaches, that's key to making real progress.
Otherwise, everyone's just saying, oh, our AI agent's the best, but who knows, right?
Right. So it's about setting clear goals for these agents and having a way to track if they're actually achieving them.
Makes sense.
And I think the big thing to remember is, as this technology gets more powerful, we can't forget that AI agents, they're tools. Incredibly powerful, but still tools.
So it's not about the agents taking over, it's about how we use them.
It's about making sure their development, how we implement them, it aligns with what we want as a society.
That's a good point. It's a lot of responsibility figuring all this out.
It is, but it's exciting too.
It really is. Well, to our listeners, I hope this deep dive has given you a lot to think about. This world of AI agents, it's complex, it's evolving fast.
Yeah.
But it's definitely worth paying attention to.
For sure.
And hey, if you want to go even deeper, check out the show notes. We've got links to the research paper, tons of other resources. Keep learning, keep questioning, and we'll catch you in the next one.